Hello, friends. Happy Wednesday, not Thursday. I am live a day early this week, and if you are joining me live or later, please comment and say hi and let me know you're here. Today, we are going to be using products from the Thoughtful Journey Suite collection from Stampin' Up, and I think you're going to love these cards. They're pretty simple, and the paper does a lot of the work because this designer series paper is absolutely gorgeous. So why don't we start with that? I'm going to show you everything that is included in this suite, and then we'll get to making our cards. So the paper is 6x6, and it is just gorgeous. So one side is more like landscape prints, and then the back sides are just more of like a watercolor, one color. This is the pattern that I used on my card yesterday. So the blues and the greens, super pretty. I love this on the back too because a lot of times you see backgrounds on cards that people have watercolored and done different techniques to make the background. And here's the paper and it's already done for you. So love that. Look at this one. You could even do stamping on some of these and it would look really pretty. How about this one? I believe this is wild wheat, which is not my favorite color, but this is kind of cool. So it's a little more abstract, but so pretty. We've had other designer series papers kind of along this same line, and they are always popular because they are so pretty. I've seen a few pretty cards with this sheet recently too. Love this one. Are these thistles? I don't know. Not a flower expert. Pretty purple on the back. This one too is almost like a scene, but it's abstract, so it can be anything you want, I think. That is super pretty. Love this one too. See if I can get this. Let's see here. More of that beautiful color. It just reminds me of like a sunset. These make great, easy cards because the paper's so pretty you don't have to do a lot of other things. You could even stamp your sentiment right on there. Look at that. So, so pretty. So you can see you get a lot of different patterns. This stack of paper has 48 sheets in it. So pretty. And I think there's 4 of each, 12 different designs. Okay, the suite also includes a bundle, the Thoughtful Wishes bundle. So I know some of you said on Monday you only have the paper, and I agree. That is what I started with. And then I thought, you know what? I always say I'm not going to get another flower bundle because I have so many, or I don't need more dies with flower things, but I actually hadn't bought any in quite a while. So I thought this catalog, I'm just going to buy them because they're pretty. This die I think is my favorite. It is just a large detailed die. We're going to use it on our first card today, and it's so pretty. You have the open dies that will cut out the images in the stamp set. You've got a nice variety of sentiments in this one, and then just a little texture stamp for some background. These 2 dies we're going to use on our third card today, they actually work together. So you can die cut this one. It's the stems and the leaves, and then this one has the flowers added to it. So you can layer them together and do 2 different colors, a green for the stems and then a pop of color for the flowers, which I think is fun. And then you've got some other detail dies that you can just pair together or add as your background. Okay, also a part of this suite, we have our pearls. So I believe these are, oh, I'm going to forget the colors. I don't know if this is Fresh Freesia, Petunia Pop, or Blackberry Bliss. It can go with any of those, I think. The blue might be Pretty Peacock or Lost Lagoon. And this, maybe Calypso Coral. I am not sure. They haven't labeled the colors on the embellishments in the catalog this year. So I think if you go on the online store, it might list them there. So I'm not sure. But the nice thing about our colors is that some of the shades, it's like different shades of the same color, and they kind of play off of each other. So it can be used with a variety of colors, which is nice. Now the last part of the suite, which you might miss if you are not looking carefully, is a 12 by 12 specialty paper, and I wanted to show this to you. We're going to use it on 2 of our cards today, but it has the foiling think it's silver, but the paper itself is kind of like an ombre effect. So it's lighter and then it goes to darker. So this one I believe is Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock. Then we've got this purple one. Check this out. There's a pink one. It's almost kind of orangey on this side. Let's see the next one. Okay, this one is more of an orange tone. Pinkish again. And then this one I believe has the wild wheat and maybe mossy meadow, old olive. But you see how it's kind of ombre, and I don't think that you get a good picture of that in the catalog because they just can't show the full sheets. But it is super pretty, and it is part of this suite also. Okay, we're going to do 3 cards today. Let me bring them in to show you. So we have 3 cards today. Our cards are pretty simple, but like I said, that designer series paper really does a lot of the work because it makes the cards so pretty. So if you would like a card kit this week, I offer this every week when I do my card class, usually on Thursdays, but this week you get an extra day since it's Wednesday today. So you shop now through Tuesday of next week. You have to spend more than $40 before tax and shipping to get the card kit sent to you. And then if you spend over $50, I double the cards so you get enough supplies to make 2 of each. Plus, since it is bonus days this month, if you spend over $50, you will also earn a $5 bonus days coupon to spend in August, which is awesome. So when I'm done, I will put a shopping link in the description of the video, and you can use that to shop, and I so appreciate when you do that. And I hope that those of you who have shopped with me for these card classes before love getting your card kits. So you provide your own stamps and ink. Today the stamping is really simple because we're just stamping sentiments. I did not use any of the images in the stamp set. So it does have some nice images, but this one is a really nice card kit to get because I'll show you, but I separate everything into envelopes. And everything that you see in the envelope, this is exactly what you will get in your card kit. So I do the die cutting for you. It's not like that with all of my classes, but this one is. So you just have to stamp the sentiment. So this is a great week to place your order and get your card kit because you can choose any sentiments that you'd like and you will get some beautiful cards. Okay, so our first card is this one. And we're going to use a piece of that beautiful specialty paper. Look at that shiny foil. So pretty. Hi, Joan. I'm glad someone is here to watch me on a Wednesday this week. All right, for this one we have a thick basic white card base, 5.5 by 8.5, and we will fold that in half. And then we have a piece of that specialty paper that is 5.25 by 4. Now you can decide if you want the light up at the top or at the bottom. I think I'm going to go light to dark this way. And you can see this paper is one-sided. It doesn't have anything on the back. So it's not like our other designer series papers. It is a true specialty paper. But it is kind of the weight of the other designer series paper if you are curious about that. Okay, so we'll adhere that there. Then I have a piece of basic white that is 3.25 by 4.5. I have a piece of Lost Lagoon that is 3 1/8 by 4 3/8. So I just got 1/8 of an inch smaller. And then a piece of that designer series paper that is 3 by 4.25. Now I have to tell you, one of the reasons I cut it this size is this is 6 by 6 paper. So if I cut it 3 inches, I can get 2 pieces out of 1 sheet of the designer series paper. So you'll see that actually on all my cards today. My designer series paper is all 3 inches because then I can get 2 pieces and make 2 cards out of 1 sheet, which I think is a great paper saving tip for you because you'll want to use as much of your paper as possible and not waste it. So that is a tip for 6 by 6 paper. If you do 3-inch pieces, you will get 2 cards out of each sheet at least, because of course I had some left over on the edge too. So I'm just layering all of these together with my Stampin' Seal, And so you can see your card's going to turn out a little bit different depending on which side of the designer series paper you have. So this one, my flowers were more concentrated on this side, and in this card, my flowers are more concentrated on this side. So you can also decide which side you want to layer the sentiment and everything onto. I'll probably go on the same side and then you'll see more of the flowers. Okay, this piece we're going to pop up with some dimensionals. And then we will add all of these pretty layers. So you can just see that specialty paper behind. Isn't that so pretty? And this is too. So this is one of the dies, the one I said was my favorite in this bundle. Here is another spot where you could use your adhesive sheets if you remember. And, excuse me, this morning I filmed my video for next week and I did not use my adhesive sheets then either. And I said, I am doing all my videos lately and telling you, use your adhesive sheets. But I think I'm getting better with the green glue, so that is what we are using today. And I don't really mind if this is not tacked down in every spot because we're putting other things on top of it, and if it's a little loose in the background, that is not going to bother me. But you could use adhesive sheets here if you remember. So you can decide which end you want up. I think it kind of curves this way, so that's the way I'm going to go. And we'll just put that down, and I did not put a lot of glue on, just enough to kind of hold it there. And then, like I said, we're putting other things on top. Okay, so if you get the card kit, you will not get ribbon or embellishments, but you can either add on to your order the ones I used today, or you can substitute something you have. So I'm using today our Petunia Pop 3/8 inch border ribbon. This type of ribbon comes in all 5 of our in colors from this year, and also our new basic beige color, and it is really nice ribbon to tie. And the Petunia Pop is in a lot of the patterns of this designer series paper, so it is a good ribbon to complement this suite. So I'm just going to fold a little bit like this, and we're going to put that behind our sentiment. So you can do this a couple ways. Sometimes I will add a strip of Stampin' Seal down here to help hold the ribbon in place, but I don't want to tear this. So this time what I did is I actually just folded it, and then I kind of held it in place when I put the sentiment over. So I think I'm going to trim this end of the ribbon a little more to an angle, and then we'll do our stamping, and then we'll put everything on top of the ribbon. Okay, so over here I have a Fresh Freesia label. This was cut with our Unbounded Beauty dies. This is an awesome die set to have because there are tons of little labels in there. We are using Blackberry Bliss ink, and I'm actually using 2 of the sentiments from the stamp set and pairing them together. So I think that is really neat that they work together like that. So we're going to start with the Dearest Friend. See how straight we can stamp today. Some days are better than others, right? I'm sure you find that too. Today I'm doing okay. And then the I Appreciate You. And if I've lined it up on my block straight, it should stamp straight, right? Not too bad. Okay, close up our ink so we don't have a big mess here. I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of here, and since we are trying to help hold down that ribbon, I am going to put a few more than I normally would. I normally would not put 5 dimensionals on a label this size, but I think that will help hold the ribbon in place and make sure that this stays put too. So there's a bunch. So that's ready. We're going to fold our ribbon over, and I'm just going to kind of put that in the center of this die cut. You can kind of arrange this how you want, and then we'll stick the sentiment over the top, and you may have to futz with it a little bit more. Worked better when I did it the first time. It always does, right? Okay, something like that. There we go. I like how you can see the purple sticking out on this one. So 2 different versions. Now, the last thing is to add some of our pearls, and you could really use, I decided I wanted to use each color on the 3 cards. So for this one, since we had the blues in the background, I went with the blue one this time. But the purple ones would look really nice here too. And I'm just going to put a few around my card to embellish it. So again, the cards today are pretty simple, but they are made beautiful by that designer series paper. So there is our first one. Now, if you are joining in, make sure you say hi, make sure you comment, because I like to send the cards I make every week to people who comment and like and share and all of that. So I'm going to stick this right into my envelope and get ready to send it. And I am still catching up on the videos from the last few weeks because I was on vacation and I'm going on vacation again. So we will see if I get to that before I leave. I wouldn't hold your breath, but I promise I will send all of them out eventually. So, and I love to know that you're here and what you think of the cards too. Thank you, Joan. I think that one is pretty too. Okay, on to our second card. So this one, we are going to use some Misty Moonlight. I am so happy this color came back in our color refresh. It was an in color in the past, and now it is one of our neutral colors, and it is a really nice blue, and it really pairs well with Night of Navy. I'm trying to think what else I put it with recently. Balmy blue, maybe. So this is Misty Moonlight for our card base. 5.5 by 8.5. We'll fold that in half. And then I've got a piece of Misty Moonlight that is 5.25 by 4. And I have embossed this with our Distressed Tile 3D embossing folder. And this one is now an online exclusive. It was in our holiday catalog last year, but now you can find it online. And it is a really nice embossing folder, one of my favorites. Before we put that on our card, we're going to wrap some of our ribbon around and tie a bow. And you can decide which side of the card you want your bow on and which side you want the rest of it to go on. I think I'm just going to do it on the right again. A lot of times I tie my bows on the left side, so this is a little bit different. And you just want to be careful because the embossed cardstock is a little bit more fragile than like say a piece that is not embossed. So you want to be careful that it doesn't tear on the edge. So don't pull too tight, but you're going to wrap the ribbon around and tie in a bow. And I probably cut myself way too much, but that's okay. Save those extra pieces for a little something on another card. Okay, I'm going to trim the ends here. And now we can adhere this to our card base. Yes, Joan, one of your favorite folders too. I agree. I like this one. I use it a lot. Okay, if you don't have this one though, and you are recreating this card at home, you can use any embossing folder that you want. Okay, so next we have a piece of Petunia Pop that is 3 1/8 by 4 5/8. And then, like I said, all of our designer series paper today is 3 inches. So this one is 3 by 4.5. So you can see here's the other side. This side had more trees, but they both have that pop of purple and the nice scene. So either one is going to look nice on your card. Even this would look kind of pretty. So you could use that side if you wanted to. So again, it's just the cardstock is 1/8 of an inch bigger than the designer series paper. Okay, we're going to pop that up over our ribbon with some dimensionals. Here we go, get those out of the way. Oop, that came right off the card. Stuck to my finger. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm gonna get a new one. That one wants to stick to my finger, not the cardstock. Usually that works to pick it up with your finger. That one was super sticky. Okay, so I'm gonna tuck that under my bow over here and make sure I'm centered on the top and the bottom. It does not need to be centered in the middle of the card because you want it kind of off to this side and then your bow is on this side. Okay, now I told you in the last card we used the Unbounded beauty dies for our little label, and this comes from that same die set. It is great, and it fits a lot of the sentiments in this stamp set. So it is a good one to pair with it. We're using our Blackberry Bliss ink again. You could also use Misty Moonlight here or Petunia Pop. Any of the colors in your card will look nice. You make life better. That is a nice sentiment, I think, too. Okay, and then we're going to add this with dimensionals also. And you can kind of play with where you want to put it on the card based on where the trees are in your designer series paper and so on. Like, I kind of want to keep those flowers there peeking out, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. I guess there's a little pop there too. I don't know. What do you think? Maybe here? I want the purple to show because it goes with the ribbon, but I feel like that is down too low. What do you think? Lower? Middle? What do you like? Let me know in the comments. We'll see if anyone answers, and then you can help me decide where to put it. I don't know if I like it off to the side over there. Where would be a good place to put this sentiment? And then we're going to add a few of our purple embellishments this time. Oh, the paper is so pretty. It's hard to even want to cover any of it up, right? No one wants to tell me where I should put it, so I'm going to have to decide myself. And sometimes the comments don't come through right away either. Let's see. What do you think? Right there? Lower left. Let's try that. Like that? I don't know if enough shows there. I don't want to put it too close to the edge. That doesn't look too bad. I don't know. This is hard. I guess I will leave it there, and I might think about it later. I didn't push those down too hard, so I can change it. All right, I'm going to add some of my purple gems. And let's see. We'll put one on there. Put one up here. I don't really have room to put one on the bottom, I don't think. So let's put one. You know what? I'll put one here, and then we're going to move this other one up a little bit. This is a trick that I do. I don't really press down too hard on my embellishments when I first put them on. And this, the paper piecing end of your Take Your Pick tool is good to get up under them. If you haven't pressed it down too hard, you can move them around so that you can see where you like them. I think I like that. Okay, so there's our second card. Pretty, right? I love the paper. Okay, we're going to put that one right in the envelope too, so I will draw a winner from the comments, and I will send one of you that card. And let's go on to our third card. This one is a little bit of a fun fold with that specialty paper peeking out. Okay, so this one has a piece of Petunia Pop for our card base. It was 5.5 by 8.5, and then I scored it in half at 4 1/4. But I also cut 1 inch off of the front side, so I just cut 1 inch off, and that's where we're going to have the peek through there. So for this one, I have a piece of white for the inside, 5 1/4 by 4. And when you get my card kits, I always include the inside piece. So even though I don't do that on the other cards on the video, if the card base is not white or vanilla, I do include the inside piece for you to write on. This one I am showing because we are doing this little peek through. So the specialty paper here measures 1 by 5.5. So it is going to cover up the edges right here of that white, and it lines up with the edge of your card base like that. And then when you close it, you'll see that pretty paper. Okay, then I told you 3-inch pieces today. So this one is 3 by 5 1/4, so it's going to fit on that front flap. So again, it's a little bit different depending on which side of the designer series paper you're using, the left or the right, but both still pretty and both will work. So I'm going to adhere that here. And then these are the cool dies that I wanted to show you. So maybe I should pull those back out. So this is two different dies in the die set. I've cut one in Mossy Meadow and one in Petunia Pop. And it's these two right here. So these are meant to work together. This one is exactly the same as this one, but it has the flowers added. So if you die cut this one in a green for the stems and leaves, and then this one in whatever color you want your flowers to be, you can layer them together. So you can see how I did that on this card. Now you can use adhesive sheets for this too, but I do like the glue in this case because you can move it around a little bit and get it exactly where you need it to go. And for this one, I did try and put a little dot of glue on just about every single leaf because I want it to line up exactly and stay put. So I don't know, I didn't try it with adhesive sheets. That may work just fine, but it's going to be tricky to not rip your paper if you have to move it around a little bit, and that is what I was worried about. Well, to be honest, I didn't think about the adhesive sheets till it was too late. You all know how this goes because I say the same story every week about those adhesive sheets, don't I? When I remember to use them, they are amazing. Okay, I did get glue on my thumb, so that is why I'm having problems here. But as you can see, you're going to have to work with this a little bit to line up those leaves and stems, but the die cuts are exactly the same except for the flowers, so they will line up, and that is why we used the glue, so we can get that on there just right. Okay, I think we got that pretty good. So look at that, isn't that pretty? So you can do two colors and not a lot of work. Awesome, right? Okay, so now we're going to use the glue again. Maybe the adhesive sheets would be good on the Petunia Pop one, because then you wouldn't have to do a second layer of glue. But we will do it, and I will not get glue all over the place. So we are putting the sentiment on top of the bottom part. That'll help hold it down some, but I do want it to stick to my card. So I'm adding quite a few little dots of glue here. And I know some of you who have been stamping with me and watching me for a long time, you must be so proud of how I use the green glue so often now. It's not my favorite, but it has its place, I think. Practice makes perfect, just like anything. Thank you, Joan. It is so pretty. Okay, now we are going to do our sentiment. So let's see where I stuck my pieces for that. Underneath, of course. This one is basic white, and it is cut with the Nested Essentials dies. So I just chose another sentiment from the stamp set, and this time we're using Petunia Pop ink to match our card base and our ribbon and our flowers and everything else. I love Stampin' Up's coordination and that you are able to easily match your ink, your paper, your ribbon, your embellishments, everything together. Because I don't know about you, but before I found Stampin' Up, I was in the craft store trying to match things, and that's kind of a pain. This makes it easy. Okay, the only thing you want to be careful about when you are attaching your sentiment is you don't want to put any adhesive on this part that hangs over. So I'm just going to go in the middle and on the left side so that I don't accidentally adhere that part to the inside of my card. So it depends if you want your stem to hang out. And I am trying to center this in the middle. So pretty. Okay, and then we're going to tie a bow with our Petunia Pop ribbon. Oh, and I'm almost out. I have another roll, but I think this will be good for this card. That is pretty good, just enough. I think I can tie a bow with this amount. We will find out. I definitely won't have too much this time. Perfect. Okay. I'm going to trim this off a little bit. Here we go. Stick this on to the end of your sentiment with a glue dot. Like that. Okay, and then I had not used any of these coral pearls yet, so we're going to go with those on this card. So I stuck one over here. And you could just do the ends of your label if you wanted, or do the ends of your label and then add some more in the background. You can go crazy with your embellishments if you want. You just use as many as you think you need, which you can never have too many, right? So there is the third card. I don't know. I like this one better with more of the purple in the background, I think. I don't know, but I like the blue too. They are both pretty. So that paper is really everything. All right, I'm sticking this one in an envelope too, so I will draw a winner from the comments probably when I get back from vacation. All right, let's show our 3 cards again. And I said this earlier, but you can get the card kit this week with your order now through Tuesday. You have an extra day this week because I'm doing this on Wednesday, not Thursday. So you have till Tuesday, spend more than $40 before tax and shipping. And you'll get the card kit exactly what I dumped out of the envelope. So all you have to provide is your stamps and your ink. Your ribbon and your embellishment, you can use whatever you have. And it's really easy this week because the stamping was just sentiment. So you can make beautiful cards with not a lot of work. If you spend over $50, I will double the cards. So you will get supplies to make 2 of each. And you will earn a bonus days coupon that you can use next month. So that is a lot of fun. I will put the shopping link in the description when I'm done. And let me see. You know what? I was going to show you my card club cards one more time because the deadline is coming up for that soon. So you know what? I will leave these here. I'm going to go grab them real quick because I think I left them in the other room. So hold on. Thank you for your patience. I didn't want to miss out on showing these to you. Okay, so my card club, the deadline is coming up on the 20th, which I believe is Saturday. And I showed these last week when we did this suite, but the card club is $44 a month, and you get supplies to make 2 of each of these cards. And it includes product. So you get a half package of this beautiful designer series paper, a roll of the ribbon. The ribbon has since gone out of stock, so I think I have 1 extra for the next person who signs up, and then I will probably substitute the sheer white ribbon with the silver edge because that is also very pretty. These gems are supposed to come back in stock next week, so I am ready to order those for everybody that subscribes, and they're so pretty. So you get a package of those, and then just like I had the envelopes cut today for this class, it's similar for my card club. The only thing I do not die cut is things that are in the die bundle that I use. So like you'll get a piece of the shaded spruce cardstock to cut your own die cut here. You will die cut your own piece that you stamped here. But you'll get the clouds and the sun and this one because those are not part of the bundle that I used. So these are fun cards too. And I will put a link in the description for the card club also. There's a little more information if you click through on that link so you can read more about it and you can sign up if you want. And the deadline for that again is Saturday. All right, I think that's all I wanted to share with you. Next week's video will be recorded because I will be traveling back from my vacation. And I filmed it this morning and you will not want to miss it because the cards are beautiful and amazing. So make sure that you pop in next week and that video will post at my normal time on Thursday at 12 o'clock Pacific time. Thank you for joining me today and I will see you again soon. Bye.